Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kelly White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium and psychotherapist and author Kelly White. Welcome to Ask Me Anything on April 30th, 2026. Let me say hi to a few people, and then I'm going to launch into a bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about crystals. We're going to talk about the full moon coming up tomorrow. Has this energy for the last 2 weeks been something? This last week, gosh, just when you think it's going to get better, and then it does not. So let me say hi to a few people. Hi, Melissa. So we are going to be talking about crystals. Yep. And hi, Sonia. Hi, Snowy Owl. How are you? Snowy Owl Intuitive Services. Great card reading, great meditation on Sundays. Facebook Live at 7 p.m. Eastern. Look her up, Snowy Owl Intuitive Services. And I know you do work with crystals, Michelle, and I know you've got some great crystals. You're terrific. Hey, Stacy. Hi, Sarah Stone. And you have crystals all over your house. Isn't it the best? I know. I love crystals so much. I love them. Hi, Laurel Davis. Yes, this has been an unbelievable tornado year. We are safe where we are, and I'm grateful that we're all safe, and please God, no more tornadoes. It was a lot to handle. And for a couple of weeks there, we got bombarded, and it was hard. It's really tough. Hi, Glow. Tourmaline picked you. Wow. And Sarah, you used yours with Reiki. Great. Laura says ADP Summit. Hi, Elizabeth Preston. How are you, honey? And I love that picture you sent me today with that giant eagle. And I sent one back to you with a giant hawk in our yard. These birds, they're something, these big birds. Hi, Gail. Hey, Patty. Hi, Jamie Lynn. How are you? Hey, Carla Wetbell. How are you, honey? Hey, Bailey and Mandy Hammer and Ann Rogers and Annie. Oh, we're going to have a fun topic today. Hey, England. Hey, Cindy. So good to see you here. Hey, Lynn and Jackie from San Francisco. How are you? Jody, first time here. Oh, well, welcome, Jody. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Leslie. Oh, you're so sweet. It's been a year since Magic went to heaven. May I have a card for him? Yes, you can, Leslie. Once I start doing cards, I will remember and come back for that one. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about everything that's going on. First, I want to say that, first of all, I'm really grateful to be here, because I was actually supposed to be in Texas. I was so excited because I was going to Grandparents' Day, and anybody that would listen to me, the only thing I'd come out of my mouth was Grandparents' Day. I was like, I'm so excited. I'm going to Grandparents' Day. And I was living for that moment. And then they canceled Grandparents' Day because of the tornadoes and because of the heavy rain. So this is my favorite part. They moved Grandparents' Day to Monday. Now, I live in Wisconsin. It's not like I can just go, oh, okay, Monday, that's fine. I'll be there Monday. You know, it just doesn't work that way. So unfortunately, I was so bummed that I could not go to Grandparents' Day. But so I'm home. I am going to go to Texas for Mother's Day, so I'm excited about that. But it's funny. I was so bummed about not being able to go to Grandparents' Day. I know I got to shut up about it. But then the most amazing thing happened today. You know, it's funny how life will take you down one road. So the road I was on was, oh man, I'm so bummed. And then, once a month, we give our dogs, Otis and Charlotte, their heartworm and their tick and flea medication. But Otis just refuses to take it. Otis is just a real pain in the ass, and he refuses to take it. I don't care how I disguise it. I don't care if I pulverize it. I become the bad person because I'm trying to get him to take it, and he won't take it. Then he won't eat for 2 days. And we go through this thing every month. So of course it's the end of the month, and I'm like, oh, I'm just dreading it. So I said to Don, I said, go to the store and get a roasted chicken, a hot roasted chicken. So we double teamed him. What Don did is he put this roasted chicken, he picked the dogs up. They were at the Bark Park today playing. And when he went to pick them up, he put this roasted chicken so they could smell it all over the car. They could smell it. So by the time they got home, I took his medicine, I cut it up a little bit, and I wrapped it in fresh roasted chicken skin and chicken. And he took the whole thing. And Carol, if you're listening, you know how important that is. I could not believe that he took all of his medicine. So I went from being sad about Grandparents' Day to, oh my God, Otis took his medicine. It's funny how that works, isn't it? It's just funny. These are such strange times, but that was really important to me. I'm sure people out there that have had this situation will appreciate that story. Anyway, and I wanted to mention this too, before we get into the full moon astrology, which I'm going to talk about. There's a great new song out that I cannot get out of my head, and it's called Love in Exile. It's by Charlie Puth, but he wrote it with Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins. It's a yacht rock song. So I'm totally dating myself. It's yacht rock and I love it. So I love this song. It's called Love in Exile. I think you guys might really love it. It's so good. It's like takes you back to the 70s and it's just great. And there's another song that I love too called Cha 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 with Bruno Mars. I can't get that song out of my head. And then somebody asked me what I was watching now. And I have to tell you, I have a new favorite show. And it's on Netflix, and it's called Running Point. And if you haven't seen it with Kate Hudson and the best cast ever, it's so good. Running Point on Netflix. It's so fun, and it's light, and you'll laugh. And that's what I've been up to for the last couple of days. So let's talk about Vedic astrology now. So we have a really interesting month of May, and I'll be talking the full astrology of May next week, because today we're going to talk about crystals. But this month, we have 2 full moons. And when there are 2 full moons in a month, it's called a blue moon. And in Vedic astrology, when you have 2 moons, it's such a rare and it's such a potent event. It amplifies the lunar energy. And so this month of May is going to be a great month for once in a blue moon opportunity, but for spiritual growth, for letting go of the old emotions, the old crap, the old things that have held you back, because you have 2 opportunities in this month. May 1st is the first one, which is tomorrow, and then May 31st at the very end of the month. So what does that look like? And so put a pin in that, because now I'm going to take you on an ADD journey. I received 2 messages from people within 24 hours, and it was the same message with 2 different outcomes. The first one was, both questions were, and I'd love you guys to think about this. What do you do if you are a journal writer and you keep all your journals and you have journals for years and journals about every single thing that you've ever gone through? A lot of people are journal writers out there. I am not, but if you were, here was the question. Do you keep your journals? Do you burn them? What do you do with them? Because somebody wrote to me and said, I don't feel that I need to read them, but I don't want to just throw them out like my story never mattered. I don't think reading them would hold me back because I'm not in that place now. That was one person's reaction. Within 24 hours, I didn't even put this out. Both 2 different people asked me about their journals and what should they do. And the other person, when I talked about it with her, she said she was going to burn them right away. She said, I don't want to look back. I don't care. I just want to move forward. The reason this is important is this is a month, and you guys do you. If you want to keep your journals, if they show that your story mattered. They show a lot of things. Or is there something you'd want to revisit? Or are you at a place in your life that you are able to let go and move forward with that? Now, whatever the answer is for you that's correct is correct for you. It's an interesting month because going back to, here's that ADD moment, going back to the full moons, May 1st begins this emotional process. It begins the process of releasing. What do you want to release? I had a really deep conversation with somebody today who has Parkinson's, and it was a very deep conversation because with Parkinson's, and he's probably mid-stage, a little later than that. He's got to figure out his life has changed. The mundane world where he had, everything, he had the country club living and the big expensive car and the big house and all that, that's all changed now. And so what is it now in life? We had a real deep conversation about this. Spirituality is really where it is. You're moving into a spiritual place. And so this month is about moving into a spiritual zone, moving forward for transformation. That's what these moons represent this particular month. And so the first moon, full moon, is May 1st. And in sidereal Vedic astrology, it's in Libra. And it's also in the nakshatra called Swati. And that focuses on relationship balance, diplomacy, because it's in Libra, but releasing emotional weight. What has been weighing you down that is not allowing you to be aligned with your spiritual path going forward? And really, again, in life on earth at this time, we're being, we live in a bizarro world. And so the idea at this particular time is to go inward and to, discover yourself, your soul, and let your soul guide you through this next month and the next part of your life about what is important to you. So this is a kind of moon that will help with this, and it amplifies emotional release and it amplifies cleansing. So yes, go ahead, put your crystals out for clearing. But this also will be, an intense, both moons, full moons, particularly the second one on the 31st, will be intense, because at the end, on the May 31st, with that second blue moon, we get a double dose, if you will, of clearing out the old stagnant energy. So the first moon initiates this release, which is what I'm talking about, looking at your life, maybe through your journals, maybe through things that you've collected or things that you don't need anymore. Maybe you don't need the fancy this, or maybe you don't want this anymore. Maybe your life, you're thinking differently now. And that's part of the spiritual awakening. And these moons, and astrology helps us understand these kind of time periods that we're in. And we are in a time period of this powerful time to release. And it's that second one, though, is really going to be initiating the release and completing the process. So whatever you begin on May 1st, you're beginning this process, and it makes it a really powerful period to do shadow work, working on your shadow. This is important. Emotional healing, which, Dr. Shirley and I talk about that all the time. Get help if you are stuck in something. It's also letting go of fears. So it's kind of like this month is what we would call a bonus round for transformation, because again, of this second full moon. And also we have an incredible new moon in the middle. Like I think it's on March 16th, on May 16th, an incredible new moon. So it's, literally interesting month, because it's the full moon and then a new moon, and then it backed up by another full moon. So what an arc of transformation of all the possibilities that will happen. And also the second moon, and it will be in Scorpio in Vedic astrology, and the nakshatra called Jyesta, which really means potent transformational time. So it's linked to like revelations and sudden aha moments, or sudden discoveries, or deep, honest, soul searching work. And it makes it a really critical time, to look at truth in personal relationships. That's also going to be going on this month. So what a powerful time to work with your crystals, which is a great thing. Put them out for clearing and cleansing. And, think about these things that I'm talking about. What are you thinking about letting go of something? What is holding you back from being your authentic self, which is why we come to Earth, to be our authentic self. So think in those terms. Okay. I think that'll give you a lot to think about. A lot to think about. Don always says, "What are you thinking about?" Well, a lot. I got a lot in my head going on. Um, so let's talk about crystals, and we're going to talk about it from a little different angle. You know, I love crystals. I'm a crystal, I don't know, what do we call it? Freak of nature. I love crystals. From the beginning of my spiritual transformation, I should say, or my spiritual awakening, which was, I had my head injury in 2000, and it was about a year from that, a year and a half from that period of time, I started going through spiritual awakenings of all kinds of things. And you could read about that in my book, Cracked Open. And so what happened is I started getting crystals. I could hear them. They were starting to talk to me. And I was so drawn to crystals. And it was really such a big part of my growth of spirituality. Because spiritually speaking, you know, crystals have their own subtle consciousness. They just do. And they have a vibrational signature on them. And they can, you know, they can actually call to people if your energy is resonant with theirs. And that's what began my process with crystals. I can't just say it any other way. I would just feel it, or I would just know that I'd have to have certain crystals. So it all kind of came together for me working with crystals. But rather than a literal mind, it's an energetic kind of energy. And crystal vibration, isn't that a song, Crystal Vibration? Crystal vibrations align with your energetic field. And then that can create like this recognition or an attraction. And sometimes I've had crystals where they are, it's a recognition where it is in recognition. And sometimes it's just a strong attraction. But how it typically feels when a crystal chooses you, you may have a sudden strong pull or a knowing when you see it or when you hold it. Now, it's funny because about 2 years ago, I guess it was, maybe 3 years ago, I was at a crystal event in Madison, Wisconsin. And there were beautiful crystals there. You know, they go to these crystal shows. And so I remember I was with Carissa at the time, and we walked in and I said, "Oh, I saw this crystal and I swear this crystal was calling me." And I was so drawn to this crystal. And I said, "Oh, I've got to take this. I've got to have this crystal." And I looked at the price and it was like $2,500. And I said, "You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding." So I said there's just no way it was going to be that much. Should have been that much. So I said to the guy, "Can you, offer a discount on that? I mean, that seems kind of steep. We're in Madison, Wisconsin. It seems kind of steep." I mean, I get it if I was in Beverly Hills, but it just didn't make any sense. And he said, "No, that's the price. I'm not going to lower my price, So I actually said to this crystal, I said, "I'm sorry, dude. Your owner here, it's too expensive. You're too expensive for me." And I remember feeling really sad. And I said to the guy, "Are you sure?" He goes, "No, I'm not." So I walked away and I said, "Well, c'est la vie." But I did find some other fabulous crystals that were calling my name to it. So, and that I resonated with, because your vibration changes. I'm not the same person I am now that I was when I started on my journey. So when I started on my journey again in, say, 2000, the crystals that I was really drawn to are not the crystals that I'm necessarily drawn to now, because my vibration has changed. My energy's changed. Things I've gone through have changed. So how it typically feels then is, again, there's a strong pull. You may feel physical sensations. You might feel tingling. That used to happen to me a lot when I was starting out with crystals, or a warmth. You might feel a warmth, or you might feel a calm, but you might have an emotional shift. Like there's a shift that goes on. You also may have repeated synchronicities. So the same stone may be appearing in different places, or possibly in your dreams. Have you guys ever had dreams of crystals? I have had several, and boy, they're really powerful when you have those dreams. So also your openness allows the crystal's vibration to be recognized. So you choose by being receptive, and the crystal chooses you by resonating with you. And it's like trusting your inner guidance. So how do how do you work with it? So let's say you are, you're walking around and you're not quite sure what you're looking for, or if anything is even calling you, if you have the right energy there, you can sit, or you can just kind of, if you see a crystal, you can pick it up. And I always say to the crystal, can I pick you up? And if it's somebody else's, I always ask the crystal if I can. I don't just go over and just grab it. I was taught that a long time ago, and I follow that. So, you could, if I've had stones say, no, don't pick me up. I've actually had that. No, go away. I'm taking you home. Starting an abusive relationship. Not going to happen. So anyway, you can sit with the stone, and you can ask the stone, and ask yourself, is this, does this feel right for me? See what words come up for you. See what comes up for you. That would be important. But how to trust your intuition when you select crystals is, again, first you get very quiet and you get grounded. Okay. You might want to take a few breaths and just be very calm and set a simple intention, aloud or silently, why you are choosing a certain crystal. Is it for healing? Is it for clarity? Is it for protection? Is it for creativity? Whatever it's for, when you have an intent, it sharpens the perception. So it's very important. And then use first impressions, like notice which stone attracts you visually, or emotionally. I remember I was in Shauna's store in Burbank, the Crystal Shrine, great store. And she's got fabulous crystals. And there were some that I just didn't even want to be in that area with it. I just didn't like them. The energy did not draw me. And the other side, I got a whole bunch. Again, I love crystals. But anyways, notice your how you feel, and then maybe, hold it, get a sense of it. Maybe if you hold them for 30 seconds or 60 seconds, and pay attention to how you are feeling. Is there an emotional shift with you? Do any memories pop up? What comes up for you? You can ask the crystal simple yes or no questions. You can ask yourself, is this for me? You'll feel it. And I've had to do that. You have to really be very discerning, especially when you have a lot of crystals, or even if you're just going down this road for the first time. Is this crystal for me? Don't just buy it, just because. You really think about it first. So, and then trust yourself, start to trust, these certain synchronicities. Again, a reoccurring thought about a stone, or repeatedly maybe finding the same type, So, and why certain crystals appear during times in our life, which I always think this is really interesting. So spiritually, certain crystals show up at particular times. So when I started down this road, I was always drawn to quartz, clear quartz. But that's where I was at that time. And I think everybody should have a good piece of clear quartz. Clear quartz is fabulous for everything. It's like starting your journey. And so at that particular time, I don't think I would necessarily buy clear quartz now, although I'm always attracted to them. I don't think that's where my wheelhouse is right now. But when you're starting, it may be. So certain crystals show up at particular times because of your energy, because of what your needs are. What are your life circumstances? That creates a vibration that matches the crystals. So there may be a resonance with current energetic states. Like, let's say you are going through a lot of emotions or a lot of, mental activity during transitions. Let's say you're going through grief. Okay, that's a different energy. Let's say you're going through decision making. You have to make a lot of decisions for different things. So stones would have matching frequencies. So you kind of have to describe to yourself what you're going through at this particular time. And in fact, you may be going through something that you don't even want to think about crystals. That happens, of course. But if you're thinking that along the lines of crystals, ask yourself energetically, what am I going through right now? Am I looking for a new job? Am I trying to move? Am I going through a divorce? Am I working on my traumas? Things like that. Ask yourself, because crystals will appear again when your vibration or your lessons that you're needing align with the crystals, and they show up as tools for work for when you are ready to go. When you are ready to go, that's what crystals do. They show up. And I've had miracles with crystals that have shown up for me. So, but I just want to give you some like practical crystal suggestions too for like common life transitions that might be easy for you to use. Like if you are going through grief, and grief can be certainly a loss of somebody close to us, and there's a lot of that going around right now. Or it could be the loss of a relationship, not necessarily because the person passed away, but because the relationship didn't work. So rose quartz is really good for any type of grief. Rose quartz, it soothes the heart and it supports self-compassion, which is everything, and gentle healing. Another one that's really good for grief is smoky quartz. Smoky quartz. I have one right here. Here's a smoky quartz for you. I have a smoky quartz right here. And that grounds heavy emotions, and it helps to release pain into the earth, because I work a lot with people who are going through an awful lot. So I always keep this one by me. I don't really necessarily talk about it with one of my clients, whoever I'm working with, but I sometimes will hold it as I'm listening to the story, or I'm, grounding the emotions for the person, or helping the person get grounded in their story. It's a lot of deep, I'm really blessed to be able to hear these very, very deep stories that people of pain that people are going through. So smoky quartz is a really great one. Another one for grief is amethyst. Amethyst is very good, especially let's say you guys have trouble sleeping at night because you've got these racing thoughts. It aids restful sleep, especially during hard nights. And you can keep one by your pillow. You can hold one, during meditation, or you can carry it in your pocket. It's a really good one. Now, let's say you were going through a divorce or a breakup, and it can be a separation from a family member. Okay. It could just be that too. Not just, those are big ones too. Black onyx is very good, or obsidian, because that provides boundary energy. So we're always talking about boundaries. So black onyx or obsidian, and that also helps you emotionally protect yourself while you rebuild. Because whenever we go through some sort of a split up, it takes you a while to rebuild, right? It's a big deal. So black onyx or obsidian. Carnelian is very good for divorce or a breakup or a separation. And it can be, again, with a good friend that no longer you're speaking to. It could be anything, but carnelian is very good because that restores personal confidence. And that is very important when you're going through something like this, and it gives you energy and motivation to start something new. Okay, so I don't know what this one, but rhodonite, and that rhodonite, 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 and I bet you, Michelle Snowy Owl, I bet you know this one, but it helps process hurt and it encourages forgiveness for yourself and others. Some people wear that for jewelry. So let's say you're making a move. If you're moving or you have a big life change, and a lot of that is going on now with people. Oh my goodness gracious. And it could be even the sense of retiring. I work with a lot of people now that are in their early 60s or mid 60s or late 60s or early 70s that are thinking about retiring and making big life changes. So citrine is very good for that. Citrine brings optimism, and it helps manifest new beginnings and it gives you clarity. Okay. And again, clear quartz. I have tons and tons of clear quartz. This is the closest one I can grab right now, but I love clear quartz. I think it's magnificent. And it helps organize your thoughts and your plans. Labradorite also helps with big changes because it helps anxiety for the unknown. It's very good. Now, let's say you have health issues or recovering. And I work with so many people that are in this stage are having situations, health challenges. So green adventurine or jade, that's very good for physical healing and calming stress. And green calcite also is very good for that, very good for health. And so, again, so some tips for any transition that you're in for using crystals. Set the intention when you choose the crystal, and you can quietly name what you need. I need this. I need you for helping me with health right now, or with some of the challenges that I'm having in my life. And you can name ABC. So that's important. Set an intention. Now, you can also cleanse and charge your crystals in a way that feels meaningful for you. You can put them out in the sun. During the summer, when it's just wonderful, I will put my crystals out. I'll soak them in salt water. And here in Wisconsin, not on the beach, which would have been ideal. And then I put them out in the sun, which is so great. And I also will charge them during a full moon or during a new moon too. Okay. So, and again, crystals are tools. They're not substitutes for therapy. It's not substitute for medical care or practical planning, but they're just what I've noticed with crystals and working with them for now 25, 26 years. They are energetic vibrations, and they have helped transform my life and move me on. I really believe that. So go for it, crystals. I think you guys love crystals anyway. I think that's great. So I've got a lot of things to say here too. Hold on a second. I have other things to say here. So before I forget, let's see. Okay, so Dr. Shirley and I, don't forget we have our show on Tuesday night, and it's called Psychology and the Soul. And we are going to be talking about the subconscious with a wonderful guest, Annie Lisa, this Tuesday. So join us Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So join us on Tuesdays for Psychology and the Soul. And then Shirley and I are offering a really powerful combination session. So if you ever wanted a session with the two of us, it's called a Mind and Soul session with Dr. Shirley and me. And it's here to help. We bring in the best of both of our worlds. From a medium standpoint, I'm also a psychotherapist, but you bring in maybe some messages or what the guides are talking about, and then Shirley works it from the psychology angle and looking at attachments and traumas and all kinds of things. It's very powerful, and it moves people forward pretty quickly. And it's a 90-minute session. I'm also offering now spiritual coaching, which I have not before. So go check that out on my website. If you're ready to go a little deeper, it could be with your career. It could be with, let's say you are a therapist and you want to add spirituality to your practice, whatever it happens to be. I am doing spiritual coaching. So we put a lot of energy intentionally for moving you forward. So and I give a lot of, therapeutic insight and a lot of spiritual wisdom. So here you go. Now I'm really excited too, because on May 22nd, I'm teaching a class with Janelle Campbell, a Starseed class. So I'm so excited about this. And this is going to be expansive, intuitive, and deeply connected. And we're going to be doing a 2-hour experience talking about star seeds. And she's going to be doing a channeling of star seeds, an intergalactic group. And she's also going to be doing a great meditation. So if you've ever been called to think that you're not from around here, you're probably not. And I don't mean Wisconsin. I find a lot of star seeds in Wisconsin. You'd be surprised. A lot in the Midwest. I think they just wanted to get grounded somehow. But anyway, this might be something if you'd like to take this class. It's May 22nd. And then on June 27th, Dr. Shirley and I are teaching a live Zoom class, and it's called Why Do They Act That Way and What You Can Do About It. But it's understanding personality patterns and triggers and boundaries. And this is going to help you understand personality patterns. So if you get emotionally triggered, and how to create healthy boundaries without guilt and confusion and burnout. So this class may be for you if you have been in repeated relationship struggles, have emotional reactions that feel out of control, feel drained or confused or overwhelmed by others. So the kind of thing, are you walking on an eggshell in a relationship? So, join us, because we have a lot of experience on this road. So we'd be happy to help you and take our class. I think you guys will like that. And you can find all of that on kellywhite.com. And I still have some sessions open and available for this May. So please join me for a private session too. So Laura Crum says, a great question, Laura. She says, do crystals become warm in one's hand due to absorbing energy that is not needed by the person, and also the transferring of positive energy? So yes, a crystal might get hot in your hand, and this has happened because it's absorbing the energy, the negative energy that maybe I was carrying or whoever is carrying. Let's say you've been around some really negative people. Grab a crystal and because the crystal can recharge. Although I remember holding, again, amethyst is a funny one. I've seen that crack, and it can only take so much. But also, yes, and then there's the crystal that puts the energy, the positive energy into us. Absolutely. So now, as far as raw or polished crystal, it's a preference. I think that the energy is probably the same, Laura. And I've asked Shauna that from the Crystal Shrine, and I think she said the same thing. Is probably the same. I prefer raw over polished. I just do. So Carlene Reese, I love this. Carlene, she says, are there crystals that don't vibe with you? Oh yeah, you bet. The crystals literally are like this. Oh yeah, no, you just keep walking. Yeah, don't even look. They have attitudes. Yes. And there are some that as I mentioned, when I was in Burbank at Shauna's store, I was like, some I absolutely love. And some I'm just like, I'm not in that space right now. Again, it all depends on where you are, but, and you had an onx that you used to wear that you don't wear anymore. Then that means give it away. I think it's important that we do stuff like that. Give it away. If it's not for you, give it away. Anna Marie, you were at Grandparents' Day on Monday. I bet you had a ball, honey. Was it? Oh, Ann Marcus, it was so wonderful. Okay, now I'm starting to get bugged. Oh my God, I might have to fly in on Monday. Oh my God, I'm so glad you guys had a good time. So Rose, thanks for asking. Charlotte, I had the same problem with my dog that would not take flea medicine, right? It's a real nightmare. Well, Charlotte, fortunately, will eat pretty much anything. She's in the roast chicken phase. She burned out of peanut butter and all the other things that I was giving her for her medicine. She's on a lot of medicine. But she took the pills. Everybody took them. So for the month, I'm so relieved. Okay. Anna says, do you see my long distance male friend communicating to me? I don't know. But Anna, let's get some cards out, okay? Let's get some cards out. These are the angel number cards, which I love. I think they're fun to use. Let's see that, Anna. I don't know. Let's see what the angels say. Ooh, I think you'll like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Potential. You got the potential there. That's a very positive one. Now, also, before I forget, there was one up here that I didn't want to forget. Let's see who asked me for a card. Okay. So Leslie says, it's been a year since Magic went to heaven. Let's get a card from him, and I'll use the Talking to Heaven cards. Okay. The James Van Prague cards, Talking to Heaven. Let's see. I'm still blown away. Last week I pulled a card for my friend Vicky who passed away, and she said, I'm so much better now. I just keep this out and I think of Vicky all the time. So here we go. My death was painless, so please don't worry or hold on to any guilt. Okay, Leslie, don't hold on to any guilt. Okay? Not at all. I think Magic is happy. Okay? Let's see. Oh, Laura says, hi, beautiful Kelly. The owl is still hooting for 3 weeks, all day and all night. Okay, and you saw an outline of an owl between the clouds. Okay, Laura, for sure. We know you're the wise one, and that owl is not going to let you forget it. I would be drawing or journaling about it. What does it bring up for you? Because you're definitely changing. Definitely. Does Camp Dawn Yacht Rock, right? I love it. I swear to God, I just love it. Oh, thank you, Constance. Yes, Amber Lily. Yeah, this is a full moon to put your crystals out. Yes, definitely put your crystals out. Because again, especially think of it like this. What is it that you guys are ready to let go of? And with the crystals, they've been holding on a lot of tension to everything. Again, we're living in a bizarro world right now. And so the crystals are holding on, just like our animals are holding on to a lot of stuff. Get them out, let them out, and get them all clear, Okay, Real Estate Media's Running Point is hilarious. I love that show. I'm telling you that, Kate Hudson, I love it. But the rest of the cast, that little kid that plays Charlie or Jackie, oh my God, he's so cute. He's just the cutest, greatest show. Okay, let's see. Rachel says, Kelly, I feel like I'm at a crossroads currently. Can I get a card to provide some clarity? Yes, you can, Rachel. Here we go. Interesting. 11, awaken. So you're at a crossroads. Whenever you're at a crossroads, you sit back and you think, what is the best road for me? Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I go straight? Only you can determine that. And funny thing, I think a lot of people are going to find themselves at a crossroads right now. I do. I just think this is the time for that. This is. Okay, Evie says, I do the same thing with my dog. Oh my, yeah, I do the line. I do everything trying to get them to take their medicine. Evie says, can I have a card? I'm leaving abroad mid-May. Yes. Oh, you're going to be fine, Evie. Okay, 22. Ooh, you're going to love it. Harmony. It's going to be very much of a harmony trip for you. Okay. Let's see. Cheryl says, do you see us being close to moving? We've been looking for 2 years and it's becoming more and more stressful the longer we look. Gosh, Cheryl, you're not the only one that I've heard that from. I heard that from several people that I work with that have not been able to either sell the house or they haven't found the house yet. The right one is coming, Cheryl. Don't give up. Let's get you a card. 44, stability. That one will come and you'll have stability, honey. That house will come and you'll have stability. Okay? Just don't give up. Jackie says, write your autobiography and I just recycled them. There you go, Jackie. There you go. And Evie says, I do keep all my journals from many years ago. Sometimes I go back reading a few pages from the oldest ones. Again, if that's good for you, great. If that works for you, great. I love that 2 people within 24 hours asked me the question about the journals, because I thought it's something that we really do need to talk about. And something that since I don't journal, but I know so many that do, I just think it's great. Sometimes you might want to go back and look at what you were like then. Some people might go, and this other gal said to me, oh no, I can't. No. I'm going to burn them. So you do you. Rose, you love Bruno Mars and you don't do journals. Me either. Some people love it. Okay. Kristen Dixon, Kelly, how are you noticing that the veil is extra thin? Yes, I am. I am noticing that. And you are a birth and a death doula. Wow, Christy, that's amazing. So many are coming and going. Oh, I've got chills. And my messages are coming in from the other side, crystal clear. Wow. Okay, I've got chills. I bet you're great at what you do. I mean, really, it's a big deal to be able to be there at the beginning and at the end. It's so important. I bet crystals are important for you, Christy. And 1117 is five of clubs. Yeah, that tracks. 5 of clubs, 3, 4, and 5 of clubs. We're always doing this kind of work. 5 of clubs for sure. And you have the ability to move frequently between the two. So yeah, and the veil is definitely getting thin. Normally, you guys, we say it's thin at Halloween and the end of October and beginning of November. This is a whole change. I mean, I feel like the matrix is changing. Everything is changing here. Laura says, I would keep my journals for others to read as my given wisdoms or learned lessons may become somebody else's wisdoms or insight to lessons when divine timing is accorded. Excellent. Gross our connection between many and all, I believe. Absolutely, Laura. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, on your journals, you should put owls on top of them. That's a great thing. And for many people, they can do that. And other people that have been through, well, I know everybody's gone through so many traumas in this life. Again, if it's something that you just don't want to look at anymore, you're done with it then. But if you want to save it and really that your life existed and your life that you've had this life and you've had all this amazing wisdom to share for the next generations. That is a positive, right? That is very positive. Yeah, it's going to be a very mystical time, Laura, this month. Okay, Lisa Kupka says, I have my mom's journals, and she always said she'd get rid of them. Oh, she told you to get rid of them. It's really sweet to go back and look at them. It was more just day-to-day activities, nothing super personal. So, Lisa, I think that's lovely. I look at my mom had her book where she would put her patients in, and so every once in a while I'll look at that, and she'll have notes on the side, and I'll look at that, and I did save that I have, which, I just love that. Yes, Angelite. Yeah, it's fine for surgery right now. Yeah, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. Rita. Hi, Rita. You have a daughter-in-law named Crystal. How great is that? Crystal Blue Persuasion. That's the song. I do love that song. Hey, Maura. How are you? So Patricia, you're drawn to selenite. Okay. I love selenite. I have a big piece back there. I love it. It's very great for cleansing the area and for meditation. Gets right to the point. I love that. Which crystals absorb energy and have to be cleared? I think all of them, Peekaboo. I think all of them, because crystals just absorb things, especially your quartz crystals. I always make sure that the quartz are nice and clean and take them out and do that. Melanie says, I'm drawn to crystals. I'm from Sudbury, Ontario. Wow, live in Halifax. But the Sudbury Basin is basically 200 kilometers, formed by a meteorite. Wow, very long time ago. And you were born there. I was told that I was a crystal healer in Atlantis. That would make sense. I'm a social worker in a hospital and have crystals in my office, but don't really use them. Well, I don't even know if you have to necessarily use them. They're already in your office. They're already the unsung heroes. They're already holding the energy, especially, God bless you, if you're a social worker in a hospital. That is, it's a big commitment and a big job there. So just, pay attention to your crystals. Maybe because of all the energy and activity in a hospital, you might want to take them out for cleaning and clearing them. I think that's important. Kristen says, oddly, as much as I'm obsessed with crystals, the plain Tektite makes my vibration so high it just zings me. I don't know that one. Tektite, Tektite. I'll have to look that one up. I don't know that. But she says it helps her to tap into the other side. Wow. And it's not a pretty crystal. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, Lori Sherberg says, I'm a licensed massage therapist and astro and working at a local center, and I work in a birthing center, and I wear crystals. Great. And I wear a crystal pendant infused with Reiki eye. Oh, that's fabulous. I have them with me because I do come across staff that maybe have to deal with a lot of patient staff energy. Now, that is really true. That is very true, because that happens, especially if you're around negative people. Oh my gosh. You really also want to make sure, if you're around negative people, that you have your crystals and you clear them. Always do that. Melissa says, can crystals be in rings? Yes. And how you would clean them is carefully. You put them in probably the best way to, maybe some salted water or cold water, rinse them off. Probably be very good. Do it carefully, since it's in jewelry. I think that would be a good thing. Crystal bracelets. Yeah, Jamie, I love that. Okay, Descant Dawn says, Kelly, lapis lazuli sits at my work desk and helps me to communicate, speaking my thoughts clearly. Fabulous. Okay. I think that would be great. Okay. Lori says, my browser on the crystal shop, I have an idea of something that I may want to get. However, a crystal will call me to it. That is actually true. Sometimes they would just call you in. It's the damnedest thing. Okay. Amy says, are we supposed to recharge or cleanse our crystals? I would say yes, every so often, Amy. You don't have to do it every month, depending on what you do with your crystals. You don't have to do it at all. But I always feel that it's a good thing to do, maybe at least every, 3 months at least, depending. What do you do with crystals you really don't want anymore? So, Lisa, that is such a great question. Offer them to people who might want them. Offer them to other people. When I've come to the road, into the road with a crystal, and you can tell energetically, it's like, oh, I love this. I loved this then, and I don't need this anymore. I will find somebody else. Somebody magically will appear and go, oh my God, I love that. And that's how I do that with crystals. And I think everybody could do that. But yeah, you have to go right to the right. Charlene says, going to the right crystal shop, and you can feel exactly, you can feel it when you walk in. She says it's like a dinner party, a wonderful dinner party with the right people. I can spend hours even in the right feeling store. Me too. Even when I know I can't afford certain ones, I still spend time admiring and loving them. Oh, me too, Charlene. I'm the same way. I was in Quartzsite, Arizona. So Quartzsite is an extraordinary place in January, and I think it goes into February, where all of these vendors come with all their crystals. And I bought tons of crystals there. And I love going to this place. And they have giant crystals. And I would just stare at them. They're thousands and thousands of dollars. And but they are the energy that comes out of them, and just admiring them, and just thinking about it. I love them. I love them. Okay. So, Linda, she says, I lost my beloved Chihuahua of 10 years. Oh, he was a beautiful soul and I miss him. Oh, I'm so sorry, Linda. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to get you a card from the angels. Okay. 272. Have confidence here with him. Have confidence with your little Chihuahua. He's in the right space. He's doing really well. And I know you miss him. That's a hard one, isn't it? That's just a tough one. Very tough one. Carla says, can you give a crystal as a gift? Yes, to somebody who's healing, or do they need to pick it for themselves? No, you can do it. In fact, think of the person that you want to give them to. I've done this many, many times. And I will program the crystal for the person. I'll say, this is for healing for you, whoever it happens to be. And or whatever, whether it's healing or whether it's just, I've given them as gifts for weddings. I've done that. I've given them for birthday gifts. People have a new home. I bring them one. I have not had anybody turn them down yet. So I think that's a good thing. Hey, Jen Gurn, how are you? She says, I've been eyeing purple amethyst. Okay, for you, Jen, that would be lovely because you've had a lot of loss recently, a lot of loss. So I would absolutely. So do you guys have, now we're coming into spring, wherever everybody lives, see if there is a crystal mineral show coming near you. It's really fun if they have them outdoors, or if you can go and look. Sometimes farmers markets carry them, but look around. I would not be just going to Walmart looking for one at all. I would be, and believe me, the only thing I have in this small town is a Walmart, but that's still not where I would buy crystals. I would not be doing that at all. But anyway, Charlene says, what is your feeling on asking someone that reached out to me that is actually a friend of yours? If I just give a price point and have her pick out what she feels is the right crystal and mail it to me? Yes, such as not even asking for a certain kind. Just she could do that. If it's a friend of mine, I mean, find out. I'm not sure who it is, but if it's Shauna, she does great. She's great. Someone that reached out to you. If it's a friend of mine, I'm not sure who it is, Charlene. You'll have to let me know. But if it's Shauna, Shauna does great. In fact, I go to her. She'll FaceTime you, and then she'll be around the store. And what are you looking for? Because I bought a lot of gifts to give to people from Shauna, actually. That's what I do. Okay. Yes, it's absolutely fine, Amber, to give crystals as gifts. I think that's a wonderful thing. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Julie Francis. I love this. I wear crystals at work to protect myself from, I think you mean narcissistic people. Yeah, it works. Except then the narcissist might say, where did you get that necklace? I want one just like that. Oh my God. Okay, Laura Crum, I was wearing a hematite ring in the middle of a crowded store, and the ring literally just cracked in half. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess it had taken enough of the energy, right? Oh my gosh. Yes, Amber, it is okay to carry crystals in your pocket. I do several at a time. Sometimes I just do one. I always travel with them. I take off the change out and I put crystals in there. Yes. Okay. Laura Valatera says, can I get a card? Yes. Let's get you a card. Ooh, this is a great card. 333 support. That is a great card. Support. Okay. Shamina Vishram, any message for you? So let's get you an angel card, honey. Oh, this is great. 1111. Make a wish. So that's the message for you. Make a wish. Okay. Lori Winkleman says, I'm ready to go to the other side. Brain cancer is not worth the energy. Oh, Lori, I understand, honey. I understand. Brain cancer is really a tough one. May I get you a card? I'm going to get you a card here. Interesting. 2134, achievement. I bet you your soul has learned so much from this experience. So much from this experience. Thanks, Snowy Owl. All wonderful crystals, right? They're so good. And Amber, you have a hooting owl too for 3 weeks. How great is that? Okay. Wow. I think that's fantastic. Okay. Kimberly Yolson, can I have a card for general guidance? Yes, you can. 1, 2, 3. You're making good progress. Keep going. And again, this month is all about making, maybe some forks in the road and having to make some decisions of which way to go. This is an important month. Okay. Laura says, my son is going to be a missionary with his family. Worried. Can I pull a card? Yes, I can pull a card for that. Let's see that. A missionary with his family. Okay. Ooh, 555. Well, there certainly will be some change, Laura. There certainly will be some change there. Maggie, yes, Maggie, let's get you a card. And I'm going to tell you what, if you guys get an opportunity to take Maggie Landis's Qigong class, it's amazing. It's life-changing. 717, Maggie, bravery. And you are very brave. You are a master teacher here. Okay, let's see. Sonia says, I have a rock crystal which contains water inside. Amber, what do you think about it? Oh, that's one of the old ones. That's an amazing one. That's a great one for transformation, Sonia. Holly Mays. Hi, Holly. She says, I have someone visiting soon that has been through a lot of trauma as well as health issues. Yeah. So for crystal recommendations, I would probably go with quartzite, plain quartzite. Also, let's see, amethyst too would be a good one. Amethyst would be really good. Probably those two would be a good combination to have. Okay. I think that would be good. Cindy says, may I have a card regarding the Reiki business path you're on? Yes. Okay. Cindy, this is good. 222 alignment. You're getting an alignment for that. Okay. There you go. Okay. Patricia Weaver says, Kelly, I would love a card. Your ex-deceased spouse relatives have come back into your life. Your ex-deceased spouse relatives said he regretted how he was and wanted to find me and make amends to me. And then our son, but he died before that happened. Is there a message from him? Well, let's see. Here we go. We've been together in dreams. Well, Patricia, I think he's working hard for that one. He's working hard to give you messages then for forgiveness. That's what a lot of, on the other side, when they've done some things that were not really in good alignment, they work through that on the other side and they come through and they give messages of, I'm sorry. They learn a lot on the other side. It's a thing, not everybody learns on earth while they're here. They just don't, not everybody. Some people do. And this is the work we do here. Please learn. It's important. Okay. Mitchell Lampert. Hi, Mitchell says, my dad has bone cancer in his jaw and he's 91. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mitchell. That's awful. I'm hearing a lot about that too. I'm hearing a lot about that. Oh my gosh. And he's wanting visitors. Oh, he's not wanting visitors. Well, maybe it's just too much for him, Evie says, I wanted to thank you and Dr. Shirley for the show on AI. Thank you. It's an interesting topic to cover. Again, we're all in this new world. It feels a little bizarro. That's why I love my yacht rock. and Running Point, because it reminds me of LA and I can't get enough of that show. Anyway, everybody, well, listen, have a great week. I'm available in May, so go to my calendar, kellywhite.com, if you'd like a session. I'm excited. Tomorrow we're going to be doing our 5 o'clock somewhere, so if you wanted to join Whispers of the Soul, it's an app that I have, and I'm so excited to see everybody tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Central Time at 5 o'clock Central. So 5 o'clock somewhere. That's where I'll be tomorrow. So take care, everybody. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday with Dr. Shirley. See you soon. Bye.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kelly White.